Hello, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I am so very glad that you've decided to join me today. I've got a fun Vinyasa flow for you with a Savasana at the end. So if that sounds good, roll out your mat, hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and we'll flow right into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Stay firm. Sending that right foot back. Now we will begin in our mountain pose, bringing the feet underneath of the knees, underneath of the hips. We'll pick up the toes, spread them out nice and wide, and then grip them into the earth. So gently pulling the toes in towards the center of the foot. We'll take the arms on either side of the body, maybe even wiggle them out a little bit. And then pull the shoulders up to the ears. Maybe wiggle them out a little bit. And then we'll pull the shoulders up to the ears. We'll drag them back so the shoulder blades come together at the spine. And then slide them down the back. We can close the eyes or allow the vision to be soft. We'll take a few deep breaths here. Really carrying our breath down low into the abdomen. Fully filling the lungs, fully filling the belly with air. And then with our exhale, we'll squeeze, we'll contract, we'll press that breath back out. Fully letting go of the breath before we start fresh with a new breath in. Now with our next in-breath, we'll circle the arms up overhead, reach nice and tall to the sky. We'll interlock all fingers but our pointer, which will reach up nice and tall. With another in-breath, we'll find a little more length, a little more height. And then with our exhale, we'll start to reach our fingers over towards our left. Now we can also send our hip towards our right if you'd like, or you can keep the body more stacked. Reaching long with our right fingertip. With our next in-breath, we'll lift through center. And another in-breath to lift a little higher. Exhale, we'll reach our fingers over towards our right side. Again, we can keep the body stacked or we can press our left hip over towards our left side. And again, with an inhale, we'll lift up to the sky. Exhale, we'll move to our cactus pose, drawing those shoulder blades in together and down the back. Lift the chest. And with our inhale, we'll send the arms back up. Now, with our exhale, we'll start to hinge at the waist, bowing the chest forward. Inhale for a halfway lift. Reaching forward with the top of the head, starting to engage through the core. With our exhale, we'll hinge and bow forward again. We'll take a little bit of time here to play in our forward fold. We can pedal out the legs. We can swivel or shimmy out the hips. We can grab for opposite elbows and find a sway to the upper body. Or any other variation here. That's helping you to connect to your body and how it is moving and feeling today. And then again with our next inhale, we'll lift to that halfway lift. Exhale to fold. We'll nod the head yes. And shake the head no. Allowing the top of the head to soften towards the floor, the top of the head to be heavy. And we'll do the same with the arms. We can let them wiggle out. Now we'll start to add a little more bend to the knees. And roll the pelvis under. And we'll continue that rolling motion. Slowly sliding our way up our spine. We'll keep our head down. And our chin will be the very last thing that we lift in our roll. And then we can find some shoulder rolls or some shrugs at the top. Wiggle out a little more. Then with an in-breath, we'll send the arms up. Exhale to our cactus pose. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale to swan dive the chest forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step, hop, or float the feet back to our plank pose. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide. We're again gripping into the fingertips like we did with our toes in our mountain pose. We'll shift a little further forward. And with an exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the floor. Now slide your left arm straight out from your shoulder and then press the front of that left shoulder into the earth. We'll lift our right side by gently pressing into the right hand, and we can stack our legs on top of each other, or we can pick up our right leg, bend the knee, drop the toes behind the body, and find a little more of a twisting motion. And nice and slowly, like we're moving through honey, we'll roll back to our chest, coming fully down to the floor before we bring that left hand in and extend the right arm out. Pressing into the front of our right shoulder, we'll press into our left hand and open up towards the left side of our mat. And then again, slowly untwisting, sliding through center, and then bringing our right hand back underneath of our right shoulder. We'll tuck the toes under, press into the hands, lift up through your plank pose to your down dog, and we'll wiggle around and play around in this pose. Now, sending the left leg up towards the sky. We'll circle the ankle around in one direction, and then we'll circle it around in the other. Now, bending at the knee, we'll draw knee to nose, rounding through the spine as we start to shift forward. And step our left foot towards the top of our mat. Runner's lunge. We'll bring a full breath in. And an even larger breath back out to drop our left knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale to lift the upper body, reach the arms to the sky. And with our exhale, we'll send the hips forward for our low lunge. Now pressing into our left foot, We'll start to extend the left leg towards straight, sending the hips back and really lengthening through the spine, through the fingertips, as we start to hinge and bow forward into our half splits. Then we can drop our fingertips down, or we can hover them out in front of the body, or we can airplane them back behind. Softening the chest a little bit closer towards our left leg. And then we'll stay low to the ground as we walk the hands forward, coming into our low lunge. Planting the hands, we'll tuck our right toes under, lift our left leg, send it up and back behind, and then we'll set it down. Wiggle out some more in our down dog. And then we'll sweep our right leg up and back. Circle the ankle around in one direction and around in the other. We'll bend at the knee, draw knee to nose, rounding and rolling as we shift forward, and then step our right foot through. Inhale, and an even larger breath back out. We'll drop our left knee and tuck the toes. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale to that low lunge. Send the hips forward. We'll take a moment to soften. Maybe dropping the shoulders a little further away from the ears. Maybe pulling our pinky fingers in towards each other to find some engagement up the triceps. And then we'll press into our front foot, our right foot, lengthening the front leg, and then lengthening through the spine. Sending those hips back behind as we keep a long, strong spine, hinging. And then once we get close to our right leg, we can soften the arms, we can hover them forward or airplane them behind the body. Bringing the chest just a little closer towards our right thigh. We'll stay low to the floor as we walk the hands forward to frame out our right foot. Tuck the left toes under, lift through our runner's lunge. We'll pick up our right leg, send it up and back, three-legged dog, to our down dog. Wiggle it out. And then we'll send our left leg up again. This time we'll bend at the knee, and we're going to find some hip circles. Drop the knee down towards the mat, out towards the side and around. Getting nice big circles. Good. Now we're going to start to stack our hips, taking our left toes over towards the right side of our mat. We can stay here, or we can continue to drop our left toes down, finding our fallen angel pose, lifting the hips up off the mat, pressing into the right hand, and reaching the left hand up and over the body towards the top of the mat. Now bring the eyes down towards the ground as we start to lift through center. Send that left leg back up towards the sky, and we'll drop it down. Wiggle it out. We'll slide the hands a little bit closer towards the feet, adding a little more bend to the knees, maybe even stepping the feet a little further away from each other. And then we're going to frog hop to our hands, bending, shifting forward, stepping the feet down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive the arms. Lift to the sky. Exhale to our cactus. Inhale to reach tall. Interlock all fingers but the pointer. We'll reach those fingers over towards our left side. With our next inhale, we'll lift through center. Take a full in and out breath cycle. Inhale to reach a little taller. Exhale, send the fingers over towards our right side. And again, another inhale to lift us through center. Exhale, we'll unentwine our fingers, hinging at the waist, bowing the chest forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands down, step, hop, or float the feet back. Plank pose. Chaturanga will lower all the way down towards the mat. Now, bringing our right hand out in front of the body, we're going to circle it around. We're going to set it down on the left side of our mat with the palm up towards the sky. Now, bending at our left knee and moving into a half frog pose so that our left knee is up, parallel with our left hip. We'll stack our left hand on top of our right. And then we're going to make a rainbow shape with our left hand as we lift it off the right, lift it up and over the body, and take it over towards the right side of our mat, finding a gentle twist. Arching the arm back, up and over, bringing it down on top of our right. We'll bring our left hand in first. We can press into the earth, giving us the space to unentwine our right hand. From here, we'll move to our Sphinx pose, bringing the elbows in nice and close to the rib cage, pressing from the elbows to the fingertips into the earth. Or we can slide the hands in a little bit closer and lift into a king cobra with our half frog leg. Whichever variation we're in, we'll bring the chest back down to the floor. Lengthen the left leg long beside the right. And then we're going to bring our left hand, thread it through over towards our right side. Palm is up. We'll bend our right knee, pressing it down towards the right side of our mat, stacking our right hand on top of our left, and we'll rainbow our right arm up and over the body towards the left side of our mat. Reversing, bringing our right hand back over and around. We'll slide it in closer towards the body to unentwine our left arm. And again, we have the option for our Sphinx pose, reaching tall through the spine so that the ears and the shoulders are not squished together, but we're finding length up the sides of the neck. Or we can move the hands in closer, lifting into our king cobra, but whichever variation we're in, we're pressing the hips to the earth, pressing our right knee into the ground. And then with our next exhale, we'll start to soften the chest back towards the floor, slide our right leg around beside our left. Bring the hands underneath of the shoulders, tuck the toes under, press up through your plank to your down dog. Pedal it out. And then we'll lift our right leg up towards the sky and bend at the knee. We'll draw those hip circles out towards our right side. Big looping circles of the hip. And then we'll start to stack the hips and take our right toes over towards the left side of our mat. We can stay here, or we can start to pivot around on our left toes, moving to our fallen angel, sending the hips towards the sky, and the right hand up and over the body towards the top of the mat. We'll circle the eyes down towards the mat again as we come around. Lift the right leg up and set it down. Wiggle out. Now we can find a Vinyasa flow, shifting forward, chaturanga to an up dog or a cobra, or we can take a moment in a child's pose, sending the hips back towards the heels and taking some time to catch the breath. Starting to press into the hands. If we're in our child's pose, we'll lift up, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back for our down dog. And then we'll lift our left leg up towards the sky. Bend at the knees, start to stack the hip, reach the left toes towards the right side. We can stay here or move into that fallen angel again. Lifting the hips, reaching long with the left fingertips. We'll turn the eyes down towards the floor as we come through center. And then we're going to pivot again, dropping our right foot to the inside edge, the arch edge of the foot. We'll send our right arm up. And we can stay here with our left leg hovered in close towards our right. We can extend our left leg long beside our right. We can drop it down to the floor. Or we can kick it out towards our right side and hover it over the mat. Engaging through the core, squeezing through the glutes. Good, bring the leg in close. We'll circle around, down dog. Drop the left foot down. And wiggle it out. We'll slide the hands a little bit closer towards the feet. Shifting forward, we'll bend the knees and hover them over the mat. And then drop them the rest of the way down. 2 options. We can find some cat-cows here. Or you can find a child's pose. We'll take a little bit of time, catch the breath, come back to center. Wiggle out in a way that feels good. And we'll start to make our way back to our down dog. Sweeping our right leg up towards the sky. We'll bend at the knee and stack the hips, taking our right toes towards our left side. We can hover, or we can move to our fallen angel. And turning the eyes towards the floor, circle the right hand down and around. We'll pivot around on the toes to bring the inside edge of our left foot to the earth. We can keep the legs together. We can drop our right knee down, or we can extend our right leg out towards the side, lift it up towards the sky. And then bring it back in, pivot back around, down dog. Child's pose. Drop the knees, untuck the toes, curl into a nice tight ball. Start to lift the upper body back up. Walk the hands forward, plant them down, lift the hips, tuck the toes, send the hips to the sky, down dog. Add a little more of a bend to the knees and hop to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Just send the arms to the sky, lifting up from the chest. Exhale to our cactus pose. Inhale to reach tall, interlocking all fingers but the pointer. With our exhale, we'll send the fingers over towards our left. With an inhale, lift through center, full in and out breath cycle. And with our next exhale, we'll reach the fingers towards our right. Next inhale to lift through center. Sweep the arms out to the sides. We'll bow the chest forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step, hop, or float the feet back. We can find a Vinyasa flow, or we can move straight to our down dog. Walk the hands just a little bit closer towards the toes. Bending the knees. We'll move to our floating tabletop, hovering the knees up over the mat, pressing into the earth with the hands. Big deep breaths out of the abdomen. Squeezing the core as we breathe out. And then we'll drop the knees the rest of the way down. Scooch your right leg a little bit closer in towards center so that we can pick up our left leg, send it out towards the side, press into the side of our foot so the toes are pointed up towards the top of our mat. With an in-breath, we'll send our left arm up towards the sky, maybe finding a little bit of a twist or keeping the shoulders stacked. With our next exhale, we'll thread that left hand as far to our right as we can. If you can bring the shoulder and side of face down, you can do so. Or if you can't quite make it to the floor, just reach with those fingertips and press into the right hand to help facilitate that twist. We'll start to untwist, unthread the left, reach the left up towards the sky. Exhale to bring the left hand down. Now we'll circle our right hand out towards the right side of the mat in a line across or perpendicular to our mat. Inhale to reach our left hand up. With an in-breath, we'll float the body up and over the hips, and then send our right hand in the same direction as our foot, over towards our left. Inhale to rainbow up and over the body again. Drop the right hand down. Reach the fingertips towards the right. Exhale, we'll circle around towards the mat. Walk the hands in towards center. We'll lift the left leg from here, trying to hover it for a moment or two. Squeezing the glutes. And then we'll circle it around and set it down beside the right. Wiggle around to reset. And then we'll scooch our left leg in a little bit closer towards our right. We'll send our right leg out towards our right side. Toes point towards the top of the mat. Inhale, the right arm reaches up. And find a little bit of a twist. And with our next exhale, we'll thread that right arm as far to our left as we can. Again, if you can bring shoulder inside of face down, you can do so. Or if you're hovering, that's okay too. Press into that left hand and reach with the right to find a little more twisting. With our next in-breath, we'll unthread our right. Reach the right up to the sky. Exhale to bring the right hand down. Plant it. We'll circle our left hand out towards our left side. Inhale to reach the right back up. Now we'll float over the body, bringing our right hand to our right leg. So we can reach the left hand up and over the body, side stretch. Exhale to rainbow again, planting the left hand down and sending the right hand towards our left side. Exhale, we'll bring our right hand down towards the left and then walk both hands back towards center, planting them out in front of the body. We're going to lift our right leg, hovering it for a moment or two. And then we'll circle it in and around. Bring it back below the hips. Wiggle out to reset. And we're going to make our way around on our mat. We can cross our ankles and roll back, or we can work our ankles, our legs around in the opposite directions of our hands. Extending the legs out nice and long once we get there, and we'll give them a little bouncing out. Now, pointing those toes up towards the sky, we'll reach the hands up as well. Focusing on sitting up tall on our sit bones, reaching the arms to the sky, pressing the chest forward. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. At the end of our exhale, we'll recheck our posture to sit us up a little bit taller, reach a little higher. And then we'll send our hands forward like our feet. And we can lift one leg, bring it in closer, lift the other leg, bring it in closer. Find a length through the spine again, reach forward or reach back with the top of the head as we start to shift back slightly. Finding the engagement in the core as we move to our boat pose. We can always keep our big toes down As our kickstands, we can bring our shins parallel to the ground, or we can extend the legs fully long, depending on what you are wanting to get out of this practice. We are moving to our Savasana from here, so getting out any extra energy, any extra wigglies that you may have. And then maybe we'll extend out a little further. And a little further. And lower the rest of the way down to the mat. Finding our full body stretch. Reach the arms up overhead. And send the toes forward. Now moving to our corpse pose, our Savasana pose. Finding a comfortable pose to you and your body today. Keep in mind you can pause this video and grab as many props as you might need or want to make this next little while a little more comfortable. We'll close the eyes or allow the vision to be soft. Moving the shoulders a little further away from the ears, maybe allowing the feet to fall away from each other if they are outstretched. Inviting the breath to grow a little deeper. To flow for a little longer. Carrying our breath down low into the body, into the abdomen. Maybe even envisioning that breath being carried throughout the body to our fingers and our toes, aiding in our recovery. And then pulling back out of the body, carrying with it any tension, any tightness, any stress. Pressing the full breath out before starting fresh. The new breath in. We'll repeat this process a few times. Fully letting go. And noticing that point at the end of an exhale. The body naturally softens into the earth. Where there's no more breath to give. Where there's stillness and quiet. Before a new breath enters the body. Or new energy fills us again. Inhaling another large breath in through the nose. Let it go as an open mouth sigh. One more time. Another big breath in through the nose, taking a few more sips of air at the top. And an open mouth sigh to let it go. Starting to invite some movement back into the body by wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. And when you are feeling ready, go ahead and curl to one side or the other. We'll take our moment of gratitude here. Thank yourself for coming to your mat today, for taking this time out of your day to refocus your energy, to be fully in your body, to allow yourself some peace, some quiet, and some stillness. Give yourself a nice big mental or physical hug. And then again, when you are feeling ready, you can make your way up to a seated position. We'll place our hands on our knees, palms up to receive. Or we'll bring our hands to heart center. Closing the eyes again if we opened them. We'll take another large breath in through the nose, sitting up nice and tall, fully filling the lungs. And letting the breath go as a collective sigh. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy. Thank you.